Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot and a red state utilizing tarot to offer insight into these complex political times we have going on. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be about Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Ooh, and so anyway, I have a whole list of questions there, but before I get too far into that, for entertainment purposes only, and also before I get into that, I would like to show you guys my new glasses. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so here I am with my glasses. I finally had the appointment. I got my glasses in, and I can read my computer if there it is. There's the computer. I have to get those of you that have gone through the progressive lens adjustment period, you get what I'm doing there. And it's like, there's the computer. So anyway, I'm very excited about being able to see now. So anyway, I want to jump now into this reading. So I am recording these on February 19th at about 1:45. I have a feeling that there's going to be some breaking news here with this, but Andrew, so what I want to do is I am going to do a base reading. I have my list of questions. Some of the questions I have are, will there be more charges? Because right now it was like misconduct of a public figure, something like that. And I did watch an Aaron Parnas, and he said that that's typically like the first of the charges, but to expect more to come out of that. Will he go to court? Will he go to jail? And also, is Sarah going to be arrested? Because she is up to her eyeballs in the Epstein files too. Apparently, whenever she was having money troubles, she reached out wanting a job as a secretary. So anyway, I'll be looking into that to see if she's going to be arrested as well. Let's see, what else do I have here? Other readings that I'm going to be doing is the Zorro Ranch. Boy, that's a big old thing going on with that. And I am not quite sure. I have a couple of possibilities. Looking into Iran again, possibly. And then, let's see, what else did I have? There's been a little bit of movement in the Abrego Garcia case, and also that college student that was deported to Honduras. So I may be doing an update on that one as well. I haven't quite decided what that third reading is going to be yet. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to this. Catherine had sent me this stuff about the astrology. Ooh, so we just had the new moon and the solar eclipse. The Ring of Fire is what that type of eclipse was called. And then we have I got to get this right. The 0 degrees conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in Aries. I think I got all of that right. And so that is going to be, that's serious. That's some serious energy there. And Catherine had sent, when was the last time a British royal was arrested? And it was something like 1647. And guess where Saturn was? Yes, it was in that house. It was in that same house of Aries. And so it was like, alrighty then. So I think that this is going to be the first of hopefully many to fall that are associated with the Epstein files. So what I'm going to do is bring you down here while I shuffle. You guys choose your level of support. I really appreciate it. Comment, share, like, subscribe, and hype. And while I do a base reading into Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. What? How's his no good, terrible, horrible day going? And you talk about someone deserving it, by all accounts. What do we need to know about his arrest? Base reading. Okay, and the deck that I'm using, I'm still going to be using the Touchstone Tarot, and I wanted to use this one because of it's a lot of royalty in it, and so I thought that would be kind of a nice symbology and some symbolism for this reading. Page of Swords. He's not the king. He's the younger brother. And it's like my first thought whenever I saw this, and I can see it with my glasses. I'm so happy. Is he is trying to wield power he does not have. He may have access to the sword, but he is not the king. And the challenge to this is going to be Ace of Pentacles. Money's not going to get him out of this time. He thought that just paying the settlement was going to be enough. And it's like, nope. There's a lot more. You've got to do a lot more than just paying money for your transgressions. Five of Pentacles. Money wasn't enough. Feeling left out in the cold. And interestingly, in this card, these are the people standing outside the solace of the church. And guess who the church is there in England? It's the king or the queen. So King Charles is the church. And here is going to be Andrew and possibly, Sarah on the outs there. Page of Wands, propaganda. And let me keep going with this. Let me see what the past card is, because I could go a couple of ways with that one. And the Fool. I think he thought he could, this is something he thought he could get away with. And Wands, yes, he is going to be, I'm going to see Andrew as both of these. The Page of Swords, somebody who does not have the political power. He does not have the same royal power as what a king has. And the Wands is going to be, the Wands is a lot of sexual energy. And so the sexual transgressions of what he did whenever he was younger is this right here. That's the past. So this past is coming back to absolutely catch up with him. And the Hermit card. He's been cut loose, okay? And that's these cards right here. He has been cut loose. His brother has cut him loose, and now his brother, the king, has cut him loose, and he's on his own. Okay, so that's absolutely, I'm picking up on Andrew there, absolutely. And so let's see what's going on now. What can he expect now? I want to know about the court case now. Like what all is going to be going on with that? Okay, in the court case, Five of Swords. And what I'm, in this is like nobody's there. Nobody's going to defend him. People are walking away from defending him. I also am thinking of the Five of Swords in my Spiral Tarot, which is, it's the raft and this person standing on the raft with somebody like hanging on for dear life. That's going to be him trying to hang on for dear life. Okay, this Five of Swords, everybody is walking away from him and he does not have the resources that he needs to be able to defend himself. He does not have, he's not hiding behind his mother. His brother is not going to allow him to hide behind him like he hid, behind Queen Elizabeth. Okay. Six of Pentacles. He can't buy his way out of this. Money is not going to be enough. There is too much evidence. So I'm going to see this as evidence, and that, he paid off the family, or a settlement. There was a settlement with Virginia's family. That's not going to cut it this time. Okay. He cannot buy his way out of it. Ten of Cups. This is justice for Virginia. Okay, absolutely. This is justice for her. Two of Swords. And this is the foundation. This is something that was blocked. So something that was blocked. And what was it? Four of Cups. So if I'm looking at these, not being happy with what happened, probably not happy with in the past whenever this came out, and how can we block the truth? How can we block this emotional, it's like, it rightfully makes him look horrible. And so he wasn't happy about that. How can we block this? And Four of Swords. This is my going to jail card. And that actually was on my list. Is he going to go to jail? Like justice will be served whenever he's setting his sorry ass in jail. And I want to point something out in these cards. This is really kind of a cool thing here. Where is that? Where was that? Hold on just a second. Let me find that. It was the 5 of Wands. I may have already picked that up. Okay, here it is. Five of Pentacles. Here we go. 5 of Pentacles. On this card, if you look, here's the stained glass window, and they're on the outside of the church. Outside of the solace and the comfort of the church. But look at that stained glass window, and then look at this one. There's the inside of the church, and that, it's not quite the same stained glass, but I always like to think of it as this is the outside, this is the inside, and even what's waiting for him on the inside. What is his brother? It's almost like this. His brother's not going to save him from going to jail. That's what I'm seeing with those cards there. So I'm not even sure where all these were, but let's do. That was this round right here. So yeah, justice for her. I want to know, is this what this is? The 4 of Swords. Is this going to jail? Will he be going to jail? 5 of Wands. This is the fighting, the arguing, the creating chaos. I mean, this has probably really turned, England upside down, having a member of the royal family. They shouldn't be that surprised. There's him and Sarah. I'm going to ask about her next. And Knight of Swords, rash action. And I think this is not going to be something that they're going to be able to drag out, because he's not going to have the resources to do this, to be able to drag it out. So let's ask about this. The Lover's card. And this is also, I've also read the Lover's card as the transgressions of these powerful men and women, as evidenced by Sarah there in the files. So is Sarah going to be arrested also? And for her to be arrested, Wheel of Fortune, whoo, that's my Karma's a Bitch card. Yep. I think so. I would say so. King of Wands, the king is not going to protect them at all. And this is also going to be the sexual... If it's not going to be King Charles, this is also going to... It can encompass the sexual abuse, that wand energy right there. So karma, against royal... and he can't pay his way out of it. This is going to be also... it's the Knight of Pentacles, or Knight of Coins in this deck. So this is the one where the knight is on the horse, and the field has been plowed, and they're getting ready to plant, seeds. And so this is always like plans for the future. I think that this is going to be more evidence that they're going to uncover in this investigation into Andrew, and about the wrongdoings, the sexual abuse, and karma. The truth comes out about what happened to these children, I think, rather quickly. I'm not seeing anything here that's long and drawn out. I mean, it's pretty much like, here, hold on. And values. This is, so hold on just a second. I've got like several thoughts going on at the same time. Okay, so let me finish with these cards first. This is the one of the bonus cards in this deck, and it's the Touchstone card. And she had, this with Happy Squirrel, she had meant for them to be taken out. She didn't mean for them to stay in, but then she realized people were actually using them. So this is a card, Touchstone is remember your values. That's what this card is. So remembering our values is what's coming out of all of this. And that King Charles is going to be like, this is not what this family stands for. I mean, I don't know what else he could say, honestly, at this point. And so, yeah, he's going to be standing on the higher moral ground there and cutting his brother loose. The other thing that I was, whenever I was saying, like, this goes rather quickly, if you come back here to these two cards, this is going to be justice for Virginia and jail. There was nothing in between these cards. It was like, justice and jail. So I think that this actually goes pretty quickly. You've got, this is a quick card. You actually literally got the quickly card here. And so, yeah, I think that she is going to be I think that Sarah is going to be investigated, interviewed, all that. She's going to get caught up in all of this as well. And I think that this is going to go, as far as like courts and things like this goes, I think it's going to go pretty quick. This is not going to be long. Now, I'm not talking, like he goes to jail next week. I mean, King Charles is not going to stand in the way or impede that investigation at all. I mean, there is no loyalty there. I even see the daughters just horrified by I actually kind of feel sorry for them for what, because it's like, yes, this is their family, this is their parents, and so if you look at it from, like that viewpoint, they're pretty horrified, and I don't know that they stand by their parents in this at all. They have their futures and their children's futures to think of, and that's kind of where they're at with that. So what I want to do now is I want to go in a little bit different direction with this, and I want to ask about Virginia. So let me pull you down here. I want to know what she thinks of the arrest. So, with Tarot, you can ask Tarot anything. You really can. And so, yeah, this is one way that you can use a Tarot. Something that I don't usually do very often. In fact, I don't know. I know that Virginia has had a message one other time, like she was, like I just really felt strongly that she was watching this and kind of like some of her things with that. And so I just wanted to kind of, because when I did that, it just kind of came through. It wasn't a specific, let's ask her opinion on this. So let's ask her opinion on this right now. What does Virginia think of this? What does she have to say about what is happening right now with Andrew? What does Virginia have to say? Or insight that she wants to tell us. Okay. And with Virginia, the Magician, making, this is one of, I'm really seeing this as putting it all out there. This is in the higher energy, this is someone who creates. They have everything that they need to be able to create their reality. And so this is telling me like all of the evidence is there. It's all there to be discovered and used against these powerful men and women. That's what I'm feeling with that. And the Queen of Cups, she's happy. Of course she would be happy. How are we going to take care of the survivors? Cups is going to be the emotional piece. It's going to be, how do we care for people? Queens are are caregivers and nurturers also. So that's kind of why I'm reading that as the caregivers. How are we going to take care of survivors? It's all there for justice for the survivors. And Happy Squirrel, she's happy. And, this is one of... honestly, with this card coming up right here, I'm feeling like relief, like a sigh of relief. It's almost like this feeling of like everything's been so tense, and now it's like that first brick has fallen. It's like that's the first piece has fallen, and of the Tower card. And so this is like a sense of relief. I don't think that it's not a time. I'm not feeling celebration with this. I'm feeling relief at the collapse that's getting ready to happen. Knight of Wands, the abuse that she suffered at the hands of nobility. By all practical accounts, according to her memoir, according to, evidence, it's not been proven yet in a court of law, but from her viewpoint. Okay, this is from Virginia's viewpoint. And the Knight of Swords, I think that there's going to be more than one. There's going to be more than one man that is caught up in this with her. And the Three of Pentacles, and this is telling me follow the money. So it's more than just one man and follow the money. That's her message. There was more about the deals being made. So the message that I'm really what I'm getting for her is the evidence is there, taking care of the survivors, and this is the I'm just feeling sigh of relief. That's what I'm feeling with that. Like, finally, we're starting to see this thing come apart, the cover up come apart. That's that. And that there's many people involved, and that, follow the money. Okay. So let's see where I'm at on time. Yep. So, let me just ask this. Will he be charged with abuse crimes against Virginia? Will he actually be charged with more than just improper conduct or whatever it is they've got him on right now? Will he actually be charged with more? 8 of Swords, yes. This is one of being restricted. He can't, he may try to hide from the truth. He doesn't want to see the truth, but the truth is there. This is going to be this. The truth is there. The legal stuff that he has to face. And 9 of Wands, battle weary. The hits keep coming. The Page of Wands, his abuse. And that he's not in a position he's not the king. Okay, he was hiding behind the crown, and now he can no longer hide behind the crown. And victory. This is going to be victory for Virginia. Legal victory. Ace of Swords. The legal battle is just beginning for Andrew. And the truth comes out. Yeah. Okay. So, and this battle weary, this was one I wanted to come back to. Whenever I say he can't hide behind the crown anymore, look at that. That's why I wanted to use this deck, because I knew that there was a lot of nobility, royalty, castles, being in this deck. So I thought this would probably be really good for the symbolism in it. And here we go. Here's the castle, and he is on the other side of the castle. He is no longer behind the protective walls. Okay, and that is. So that's what's going to be. That was just pretty much a straightforward reading, you guys. Whenever my readings don't live in the Tower card, I told you I'm going to always have this out here. These readings are actually like pretty straightforward. It's like, yes, he got caught. Yes, he's going to get charged with more. Yes, he's going to go to jail. It's going to be pretty much a nice logical progression there. Sarah's going to get caught up in that, and there's justice for Virginia. This is how a reading is supposed to go, not whenever I read on Trump, good Lord. It's the Tower card, but I was also telling my husband, since I've been using this Touchstone deck and been looking at paintings a lot in this, reading on Trump is like being inside a Salvador Dali painting and trying to make it look normal. That's what reading on Trump is like. So it's like, oh, that was just pretty much a straightforward reading. It's a little refreshing for a change. I mean, a horrible subject, horrible topic, but yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here going, oh my God, that was so nice in that it wasn't like, what the hell? Like, it's Trump, it's his mind, it wasn't any of that. So that was nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on into the Nature's Whispers card. Oh, real quick, before I do that, I wanted to kind of touch base here real quick. This is the kind of reading that I will do about the Epstein files. I don't want to read about, like, did so-and-so did this, did they do that, is this, because they released that whole list of names. A lot of it is just if anybody, Elvis is in the list. That's probably not a good example, actually, now that I think about it. But you get what I mean there, is that there was all these people, like Marilyn Monroe. There are all these people. I'm not going to go through and read on like every one of those, but when someone is arrested, that I will read on, absolutely. So, and Andrew's looks like it's pretty straightforward. There's not going to be anything, too surprising, other than probably more evidence about just what happened. And I'm not going into that. That will be an example of what I will not go into. Don't need to know that. It's just gross. So anyway, before I get too far down that road, I do want to wrap this up, and let's go with our oracle card from Nature's Whispers. It's just such a beautiful way to end a reading, especially one about the Epstein files and Andrew. Oh. Okay, so let's come here with this. That's pretty pretty sad whenever I can say a reading about the Epstein files was this like, this is how a tarot reading's supposed to go. Oh, geez. Okay. Sorry. I got to focus on this. I'm just still going. That was it? Wow. That was pretty quick. Okay. So, final community card for us. What is the final community card for us that we need to know about? Okay, and our card is vulnerability. Oh, that's perfect to go with the Epstein files. I mean, the vulnerability that these survivors have gone through. Oh, I can't even imagine. Make sure you guys, let me zoom out just a touch. I always like to get this just right for you guys. Okay, and vulnerability is number 34. Look at me be able to read those numbers. Okay. You may be feeling like you should withdraw. This is an opportunity to wait and regroup. You are in need of some rest and relaxation. You might even be feeling overwhelmed. No kidding. Take some much needed downtime. Take in your surroundings. Notice the season and the changes that are taking place out in nature. Things are continually evolving. Think about the clouds you see in the sky. They are constantly moving, changing, and reshaping themselves. Allow yourself to connect with Mother Earth and nature in a deeper way. Align your rhythm with the heartbeat of Earth and slow your thoughts and emotions down. Trust that everything will work out. The signs that things work themselves out are all around you. Take notice. I really appreciate you guys being here today. Comment, share, like, subscribe, and hype, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a wonderful day.